I'm Leigh LaRie.
And I'm Nik B.
Listen, we're just two single girls from the City of Roses discussing all things love, lust, and perception.
And roses are a symbol of all things beautiful about love.
But as you know, love can get a little dirty. So we're here to talk about it.
Dirty Roses Podcast starts now.
Hey, I'm Leigh LaRie. And pause. Because as you can see, or you might hear if you're listening, that my girl Nik B is not in the studio with me. But I am being joined by my amazing, my talented, our wonderful guest from season 1, my hairstylist, my friend, my Instagram real buddy, you know what I'm saying? We be doing the thing, you know what I'm saying? And the wonderful curator, CEO, founder, designer, blender. I'm gonna keep going, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like,
all the things of Mylani, vegan hair care and body care now.
And
okay.
body care, yes.
But yes, we got the wonderful, the amazing Miss Charlisa Shadowboxx Harris. She's gonna be.
I love that bio.
Yes.
Like, come on now with the intro.
Okay, call me AI because I just come up with some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
But yes, so you are going to be joining me as my guest host for several of these episodes. Maybe not all of them because, you know, she do got a job and stuff or whatever. But we do get her for pretty much the majority of the season. So I'm super excited.
Me too.
And we're going to tap into how we're catching up from season 1 because you were on season 1.
I know, that's crazy.
Right.
I can't believe we're at season 7.
Season lucky number 7. 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. Ooh, I can't wait to.
Even back though,
Hey, she gonna start crip walking in a second. We gotta stop.
And look, don't
and
play.
She will. And she will.
Yes.
But yes, so we are on the brink of talking about all things like wellness and being like healthy for ourselves. Like this has been like the ongoing trend.
It is.
We've been building up to it. And my girl Nik B is doing her gastric bypass revision, which we are so excited about because she is like on the journey to like living her best life.
She is so serious about it too, which is like inspirational. Even if you're not even necessarily on that journey.
Right.
I feel like it's synonymous with where we all are, just about the overall improvement and seeing what changes need to be made and taking ownership over our health.
Yeah, and thankfully she's been sharing her journey on social media. Yes. She told the story about how she got there, which was so relatable, honestly, because a lot of people struggle with weight loss. Like, I mean, that's the thing. We yo-yo diets, we go up, we go down, depression hits us, life hits us, kids hit us, you know,
hormones,
all the things.
Perimenopause is tap dancing on us right now.
Everybody got perimenopause at this point.
Listen.
But and so it's just life happens, and she did have gastric bypass, which she shared, and you know, like I said, shit happens, and you know, she gained some of the weight back, and she is now on the path to getting back on track, getting her health together, making sure that she is living her best mobile life. You know, she wants to elongate her life, and I think a lot of people think that this is like a cheat code, right? And it's absolutely not. Like, you don't understand that you have to get in, like, healthy before the surgery. Right. You've got to meet with psychologists and counselors to make sure that you are mentally prepared for this new life that you're taking on, which is also why there's like now don't quote me on this. I'd be quick to throw some data out there.
No, for real.
But we're just going to say around 50% of people probably end up gaining their weight back.
At least.
And it's possible. People think that it's not possible when you have gastric bypass, but it actually is, especially because how do you think you got to that point in the first place?
Absolutely.
It takes time for your stomach to stretch.
Yeah. And if you haven't changed your patterns or changed like the relationship that you have with food or whatnot, then I could understand how it would definitely be at least 50% of people.
Absolutely.
So back there.
By the time that this show airs, she will have had her surgery.
I know.
She will be on the mend. She will probably be outside at this point.
I feel like she is, because the fact that I saw her at the bar the other day with the protein drink, I was like, come on, dedication.
Right, because I would have failed miserably. I'd have been like, just go
give
ahead
me a double
and toss me a sugar-free skinny drink over my way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so we are super excited to see that. But we are going to cheer her on. We're going to encourage y'all to follow her journey on social media to make sure that you catch up with her and keep her in the loop. She can keep you in the loop, and we gonna keep her in the loop. So but Miss Charlisa, season 1, you were actually a guest with another season 7 comeback guest, David Jefferson. on an episode that we talked about entrepreneurship and what it was like to date somebody with potential or dating an entrepreneur.
Right.
So back then, which you were at a launch party, shared some hilarious stories about some Alpo food, and
I
never lived that down.
I never.
We still to this day.
Some days, I don't think you guys will ever look at dog food the same.
Or Sloppy Joes.
Or Sloppy Joes.
Right.
And I haven't had a Sloppy Joe since then.
I made some the other day because my kids were like, what is a Sloppy Joe? And I was like, oh, childhood memory. I was like, let me make some. And then I made it and I couldn't unsee the dog food. I couldn't do it. It was, so if y'all missed it, you should go back and watch it. But we'll just give a snippet.
I was going to say, I don't think I had disclosed that on the episode, but I did disclose it at the launch party. Yes. And I think people have been judging me. Not unfairly. I mean, I did it. You know what I'm saying? I did
accountability. It. Look. Women being accountable, y'all.
You guys say that we can't be accountable. I am accountable for my decision that I made. For those, are we going to disclose?
Go ahead.
Okay. So as many of you guys know, I'm a divorcee. And prior to being divorced, I know a lot of people are like, that's why she divorced. That's why she ain't got no man. But anyways, so I dealt with a lot of infidelity in my relationship. And so my mindset was, if you are going to behave like a dog, I'm going to feed you like a dog. And I did make my ex-husband some Sloppy Joes with Alpo. It's not my proudest moment.
Even our producer is laughing right now.
It's not my proudest moment. I have grown since then, y'all. So husband, let me get close. Husband, come get me. I'm changed. I'm a different person now.
Dear future husband.
Dear future husband, I still cook. I cook like Bertha with the big arms. I have retired from my culinary creativity with other substances. He did tear it up though, so that I feel like that's a testament of how well I cook.
I mean, listen,
if anything,
you could get a job as a lead chef at a local taco place.
Oh, I was about to say,
I won't say no names.
I thought you were saying the Humane Society.
I mean, you know what? The way they feed the animals now, they eat better than we do.
They really do. They really do.
They probably would turn their nose up at your Sloppy Joe Alpo mix. They probably would.
Them things was good. I threw the barbecue sauce and everything. They was, well, I don't know.
Did you chop up some onions?
Yes. Yes. What? I told you, I hooked up.
So carefully curated.
But that was the aha moment that it was time for me to end my relationship. Because when I get to finding myself getting great satisfaction out of doing those type of things.
Wasn't there a steak drop at some point during that time?
There was a steak drop. I done drug it on the floor.
I'm telling y'all, I'm still on the hook for, I want to make this cookbook. Like the world's best revenge, Charlisa's cookbook, and it'd be all the things.
You gonna put my name out there like that? You just gonna go ahead and just like, why I gotta be attached to? Because what's gonna happen?
But I put my name in there too. Like,
okay,
we'll spell it with your name and my name combined.
Like I still want to one of these days find my person. So I feel like,
I mean, Beyonce had everybody singing Single Ladies, and she was whole married. So I mean, you could.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. But, I think there are some things that are hard to undo. And I very much feel like there are those moments where it just lets me know how much I love you. Because had it been anybody else, I would have never divulged. I have never divulged that information.
Wait, she loved me, but she said it in a room full of people.
I did. But I had to make sure. I'm like, listen, we're here to be transparent. We are here to let it be known, like, some of my most not proud moments.
Yes.
And that was definitely.
And we've grown.
Yes. That was a long time ago. That was 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So no, wait a minute. What
oh, damn. It was last week.
No. It was at least 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I definitely, and I just feel like being done wrong sometimes and being in like this wrong headspace will bring out the ugliness in you.
That's facts.
Or the creativity, the culinary creativity. And that's what it did.
But it's because we have changed. You know, you become an attractor by good energy, good peace, and all the things.
Absolutely.
So when done wrong, we don't feed dog food. We just turn the other cheek and keep it pushing.
Exactly. Because my biggest talent is I will block and walk away so fast.
Oh, and she will.
Mid-conversation.
That's how we met. She blocked me unintentionally. We just gonna tell it all while we here. Since we here, it's like that moment. Like I'm like, I got you now, bitch.
And it's definitely something we can laugh about now. Like, remember that time you blocked me? Like,
you blocked me, then unblocked me, then blocked me again, and then
because I had to admit, like, hey, so by the way, I did block you. You were a casualty of your associations. It was like a RICO sweep. You know how I am. Look, anybody associated with people who I don't like, it's a RICO sweep. We about to Young Money everybody. And everybody got to go.
I will say this though, the what had happened, I won't say what happened, but I did partake in the conversation of what happened on social media unknowingly that it was her. And when I realized it was about her, I went back and deleted my comment because I was like, oh no, we're not talking about her.
I had already screenshotted it
but at that point, she'd already seen, she probably assumed I knew who it was. I didn't know that they were talking about her in a negative way. And then, but I also, she found, I didn't even know she blocked me. I was like, oh, I thought we were friends already. She was like, So about that.
About that, yes. But look at us now.
We're besties.
We're still together.
Me and you will never part. Why is that the go-to phrase for when friends are like really friends? That's a sad part of the movie, though.
It is.
It really is.
But Black folks are so unserious.
We are.
I think even the things that are supposed to be sad, we don't.
Because I still laugh at what's love got to do with it.
I crack up.
Girl.
I crack up. The limo scene is the saddest
they
and the
come
most
here to
pivotal.
See me, Ike.
Exactly. Is that all you got, Ike? I'm telling you. I want a white
I wrote the song,
pantsuit just because.
We should do a Tina Turner night.
We should.
Our favorite scenes.
We should.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
But we're going to get back on track.
Okay, right. My bad.
That's how you can tell we friends. Okay, now listen. Since season 1, you had talked about the difficulties in dating an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You talked about how you've kind of came into your femininity.
Yes.
And being your best self and how you navigate taking time off and being intentional with the men that you choose to entertain.
Right.
So how has that been since season 1?
I'm still on this journey. I definitely feel like I am even better with prioritizing me because I think I was in that beginning part of it at the time that I was on season 1.
Gotcha.
I was at that part of kind of, I think I was doing some testing, like, is this really my happy place?
Gotcha.
So I think the problem is now I am so in a place of peace with myself that it makes dating even harder than it did at that time. Because I think entertaining people who I probably even would have, at that time whenever I was still like, is that a healthy relationship? Is that this, that, and the other? Or is this person, celebrating me the way that I need them to? I think I now have had enough investment in myself.
She's like, I
that
know what
now
I want,
I say
what I don't want.
I mean, even my therapist, she was like, because I strongly urge people to partake in therapy. It doesn't mean that there's necessarily something wrong. It just means that it's
preventative care.
It's preventive care. And it's, we're evolving, I think, especially as women and just people who are adulting, we're evolving constantly. So you need someone to help you unpack to get to these next levels. And she's like, right now, the people who you are trying to date are not competing with other people. They're competing with how comfortable you are with yourself. And that's hard because I love me.
Yes.
I love my own space.
Yeah.
So, I said, husband, come get me. I got my spend a night bag ready. I've got my food ready, because I will cook for you, not dog food. Okay, but...
And her spend a night bag includes travel size products that you got. Yes. Which
so
you
business
just
is
relaunched.
Good. Business is great.
Yes.
Business is evolving. Business is great. I just don't have anyone to share those wins with right now. But it's hard.
But we shared some lotion earlier.
Yes,
even our producer got on all the action this lotion. So what do we have today? We're gonna do some feature products since she's gonna be our guest host. She just did a relaunch. And so let's talk about
that was quite the process. So so I have, since we've seen each other, I've evolved more into body care because my goal has always been to provide sustainable and responsible products. So the hair care products are vegan, and now we have our body care products, which our highlight product is the Golden Indulgence body cream, which I absolutely love. It's a kupuasu.
Okay.
Butter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What she said. Mm-hmm.
So it's really similar to like cocoa butter, cuckoo But I love this, especially because of the fact that it's super hydrating, you know, for the body. Mm-hmm. We did put it on our hands. That little part in your little thumb there, that's always ashy, and make sure that you are good to go. And it smells amazing. Yeah, and the cuticles. Yes. And I just love these products because I feel like bath time and, you know, my self-care time is so crucial. That is like the highlight of my day.
That's part of my self-care routine. Like, okay, so we talk about self-care a lot, and self-care to me, I do like, you know, I'll journal, I'll do the manifestations and all those things. But for me, it's really like intentionally caring for my body in different ways.
That nurturing.
Because I have a life coach, but I have friends, we talk and do all those things. So sitting with my thoughts isn't really my thing per se. But when I'm like touching my body and I'm caring for myself and I'm like.
You're touching on your body.
Y'all heard about my basket. Hold on. Y'all heard about my basket. These products ain't for that though, just so y'all know, because you might get something. But what I say is, because I do love your products, I really do. She's got the scrubs, all the things. And so like I was in the shower today, I was even like, okay, self-care. I was like, I ain't got no sleep last night prepping for the podcast recording. And I was like, okay, this is my moment to like take a deep breath, let the water hit me, smell good, get out the shower. I got the lotion, the body creams, I got the oils, like all the things that I layer, because you know we layer stuff.
Yes, we do.
And so it really is. It's an amazing part. And if you go to her website, you can use code Leigh, Leigh, get you a little additional savings. You know what I'm saying? You know, hook it up.
Well, the shower is also such a ground for me that, you know, I do like different grounding exercises. So, you know, sometimes we may go out and we may touch a couple trees, we may touch some grass. You know what I mean? But for me, like, it's also shower time.
She likes to work her toes in water, like splish splash.
little splish splash, little toes, little smokies and some things. But definitely shower time. That's when I feel like, and that's even what one of your guests spoke about. Yes. You know, is like sometimes the shower time may be our release is whenever we're.
Oh yeah, I cry in the shower.
Listen, the shower done seen some things.
That part.
Okay, but
between karaoke and crying, it's all in the shower.
Yeah, it's all in the shower. Exactly. But there's also that moment. It's the way that I start my day. It's that investment in self. When we're pouring into people throughout our day, it's so. I think so many people get overwhelmed with how much they have to do for others because they've negated how much they need to do for themselves.
That part.
And so one thing I don't play about is me, and I don't play about my own self-care, which was why it just made sense to evolve more into the body care, because these were things that I was already doing for me personally. You know, I love me a good scrub. I love making sure that I exfoliate. I love me a good cream.
All of that.
And a little oil back. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow with the oil back.
A little shot of oil.
a little dab, do you?
Now listen, them oils work good for massages. No,
they do.
I didn't give a few with some of your oils.
It also works as a lubricant if you need it.
Shut the front door.
But did I tell too much?
Let me find out some.
I'm just
like,
saying,
hey,
it's
baby, hold on.
plant-based.
I'm gonna slide on like some ketchup on a hot dog. Like, come on, just slide it on in. Just slide it on.
I'm just saying, if you find yourself in a crunch, just know that the body care does what it's supposed to.
We're gonna have to white label that for a second and call it something else.
Listen, the dirty
oil, the dirty rose oil.
I mean, it don't taste that good. I shouldn't know that either. But
yo, what have you been doing with your body care products?
Can we edit this part out?
We cannot.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna keep this
whole
thing.
So I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm just gonna go and be quiet.
Well, since man. But yes. So self-help, wellness, and all the good things,
self-care
right? I would say, since I've last seen you on this show, because we see each other all the time, but I have been really diving into my life coaching, and that has been like a really beautiful journey I've been on right now. Me not giving life coach, but like receiving, right? Like I have a life coach. I don't have a therapist because I've done a whole lot of therapy, and while I do highly encourage that, because if you haven't addressed your past, you can't move forward. Right. I've addressed my past a lot in a lot of different ways. The life coaching, and she was on season 4 or 5.
Okay.
But she came on. Oh, it was season 4 because you were there. Yep. But she came on. Coach Kathy. Shout out to Coach Kathy because she done got my life together.
Yes.
But it's more about how you deal with the present time, how you can handle things in situations that come up right now, and how you can move forward.
Right.
So we're not really addressing past. We know what your triggers are. You know where it stems from. You know when it happens.
Right.
So she helps me deal with when it happens. How do I press forward?
Yeah.
And so that's been a really big part of where I'm at right now. I be telling people, I'm at peace. I am so much at peace.
As a friend, I see it. I'm not saying you was a mess or nothing, but I just feel like whenever you see that evolution, I definitely see you being able to tackle life circumstances, because it doesn't mean, that's the thing that people get twisted too.
Life
doesn't
don't
mean
stop
life
lifing.
Exactly, but it's how we're evolving and how we handle it. And I definitely feel like it isn't for the both of us, not like tossing us up and flipping us upside down.
That part, although we do like to get tossed.
We do like to get tossed. We were just talking about that too.
We were getting folded.
Like a lawn chair. But yes.
Like a fitted blanket. just all in the mix. Oh my God. Okay. Back. But yes. So I've been telling people like I'm really like I said, I'm in a place of peace. I have been attracting things and things have been falling into place for me. And I was a firm believer of energy and all that stuff. Right. But it didn't feel like it was happening for me. Like I felt like, like when you feel like you're doing the work.
To say it.
Yeah. It sounds good. Everybody's, it's a trending word. It's a thing. But when it actually happens, it's like that light bulb switch hits. And then you're like, oh, this is what it feels like. And then it just all falls into place. So I have been in a good place. I've had some moments, but definitely not balled up in a fetal position in the corner crying with the bottle of Jack Daniels.
You remember your birthday a few years ago?
Oh, gosh.
And how, because we're both Sagittarius, and how we get, this is our season, and then we get to this place that we are like, we don't like peopling so much around our birthday.
That part.
But I also have noticed that we have done so good at not succumbing to that. Do you remember a few years ago, like you had to like almost get dragged to just even celebrate your birthday?
Oh, I forgot about that one. I thought you meant when we went to the music
thing. No.
I had to
a couple
get kidnapped.
years before that, you had to get kidnapped in order to even celebrate you. You being intentional about celebrating you, I see it.
By the way, the way that things are going, this episode is going to air on my birthday.
Hello.
So happy early birthday to me, and happy belated birthday to you.
I like gifts. I like walks in the park. I like walks to banks.
We really like walks to banks.
We like walks to banks.
With the deposit slip
with
attached.
Deposit slips.
Yes.
With your money, not mine.
That part.
Okay.
All of that. But so anyways, any dates since season? I mean, clearly since season
I've
1.
definitely had. I have had some dates. So thankfully, I haven't had. Remember the date that I was talking about on the episode when I got invited to the game that he wasn't invited to?
Yes.
So I haven't had any of those type of dates, which is great.
Wonderful.
We've made some improvement.
Yes.
We have definitely made some improvement. I still feel like there's a dynamic, and I think it's just trending right now. There is a dynamic of it still is weaponized for us to be strong women. It's still weaponized for us to be like independent women.
Right.
And trust me, I'm definitely in this element because I have to, because
that
like
part.
who's gonna do it if I don't?
Right.
But it does not mean that I don't have room for someone to come in and be like, you know what, you've been big dog long enough. Listen, I want to be little chihuahua. I don't want to be pit bull no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to just be able to sit back and, be like, la, 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 and just be able to let somebody lead. I do know how to listen. I do know how to, but it does, you got to know what you're talking about.
That part. You got to be that, man to be the man.
100%. Without having to minimize me, because that is definitely what I feel
that
like
has
I do
definitely
come across.
Been that conversation.
Yeah. That's what I just feel like in the dating world has been something I'm still trying to figure out.
It's
how
like
to
the
navigate.
biggest thing that men are attracted to when it comes to you is like your ambition, your drive, your success, your personality.
And then they hate me for it.
When you get in the relationship, they're like, okay, now that I got you, all that's mine. Don't do it for nobody else. And it doesn't matter if it hurts your business.
Yes.
And that's crazy because you are a brand, you are your business. Right. And that's how they most of the times find you, honestly.
Yeah, because you know I don't be outside. I'm not even a real person.
She's AI. This is all AI right now. AI. We about to get flagged.
You created me on ChatGPT.
That'd be a dope ass movie,
right?
Producer, make a mental note of that. We're gonna add that to my movie repertoire. We making movies.
We got documentation though that this was our idea. But anyway, like,
but so,
they want a me until they get a me.
Yeah,
is I feel like what my theme has been,
and it feels like it's like a conquest more than an actual courting.
Yes,
and I've run into that a lot. Like I tell people, the reason why I don't date in Portland is because I never dated in Portland. Yeah. So nobody has like a history with me. Okay, well, now that I've been outside, there's a little, you know, a little nooks and crannies. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk about it. Don't nobody know them.
Right, right.
But for the most part, you could probably ask anybody about me, and there's not gonna be a man that you can find that's dating me that has smashed or whatever. And so it becomes like a conquest for somebody to be like, oh, there's an untapped woman in Portland that none of my homies have tapped. Like, I'm about to get that. And I'm not, I'm not flexing that I'm like all that, but I'm desirable.
You are definitely desirable. Okay. I would hit it.
Oh, bitch.
I
would hit it. Yeah. Okay. Show over. We're done. Dirty roses for another reason. But like I do find that like in my own city, at least, it becomes a conquest. Like it's a challenge. Like it's like I want to capture that. Yeah. And then once they do or have even the inkling of the opportunity, I find that they quickly be like, nah, I'm good. Like I've had this one guy
to even see that you're like matching the attraction, and then once they get the attention,
they're like, ha
then
ha
it's
ha,
like, ha ha, got you, bitch.
And then they're like, and I declined you, right? And then they want to be like, put that on your podcast, bitch. You know how many people I get?
But you know what?
Gosh.
I was gonna say, you just touched on another subject though, because for a lot of them, either they're afraid that they're going to be featured on the podcast. Oh my gosh. Or they almost be doing fuckery in order to
get on the podcast. I've had both them situations happen. Yeah. So I had one guy who I was really vibing with. I actually met through a mutual friend who hated on me, and I ain't gonna say no names, but he knows who he is.
Yeah, dirty dog.
Dirty dog, you dirty never. But what I will say is I was vibing with his friend, and we were joking around, and he was like, oh, you better be careful. You're going to end up on our podcast or on a social media. And I thought he was joking because I do blast a few people. And I will say this. I will be very open and clear. I do blast people. If you are disrespectful blatantly, you're inappropriate, you don't heed to when I say no, like not in a grape kind of way.
It's a cautionary tale. We're just making sure that we're letting other people know to take heed.
Y'all seen some of my posts. The inboxes be inboxing.
They do.
And when they get outrageous, it's a good content. You know what I'm saying? But anybody,
they need to be put on blast.
Right, exactly. But anybody, and even when I do that, you still don't know who it is. I don't put no names, no photos, no nothing. You just see what they say.
Yeah, you never ousted anyone.
Never. Yeah. And so when it's somebody that I'm like truly, genuinely interested in, that's very private. Even if it goes left, I still don't talk about it on social media.
Right.
So
we just talk about it in our chat.
She knows everything. But to say that was that when my friend or the person that I said acquaintance at this point, yes, you've been boiled down to an acquaintance.
That's nice.
When he had mentioned that you're going to be on, like, oh, don't go on our podcast, I thought he was joking because he knows what kind of stuff that I get. Right?
Absolutely. And he knows your integrity. I think that's the biggest thing, like to make it seem as if you're messy or that you divulge things that are not supposed to be divulged. That's not what, and you're also not dating to create content.
That part.
That's the other part of it too, to make it seem like, oh, I'm just out here just like doing case studies.
Right, like it's a show. It's a show topic. No, that's not what it is. So the friend and I kind of ignored it, left it off, whatever. Then later on, we had kind of made plans, and then he just kind of just disappeared on me and stopped communicating. And I was like, what happened? So finally did get in touch with him, and he was like, yeah, my homeboy said that, you really be putting people on blast, and I'm just not like that. I don't like messy stuff. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was like, so
that was a sucker move though.
Really
like if we can like just go ahead, like I was trying to be nice about it, but I'm like, here's my thing. If I feel like he knew he was on some bullshit, so he already was like, this is somebody who is going to call me on my stuff. you know, whereas like
That
with
part.
someone else, I think he already knew what he can't get away with
That
you.
part.
That's what I
that
really
really makes
think it
sense
is.
too,
So I
yeah.
feel like it was a combination of,
Yeah.
oh boy was definitely hating.
Yeah.
But he also was just
Probably like, oh, if she gonna do that, I'm probably am gonna do some bullshit and get on her podcast. Or
basically,
whatever.
yeah. Like when you know you ain't shit, I'd be scared of you too.
And he did prove that right. Like I would say, so the
Absolutely.
acquaintance later, and I talked about this later because I was like, you was real janky for that. You could have told me, you know,
for
whatever.
real.
And he said he was protecting me from him. So, anywho, later down the line, the little buddy absolutely was weird as hell.
Absolutely.
And like
yeah.
did some like weird moves. So I was like, okay.
He was probably on coke like everybody else.
You know what though, high key, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't.
Is this considered to be slander to somebody?
We didn't say no names.
We didn't say okay, cool. Because I think he was, but anyway.
Listen, but then the other part was, so we talked about that, but then the other part was the people that want to be on the podcast. So I talked about this with Nik B on the previous episode where I had a stalker. Like, I call him a stalker, but it was somebody I had actually gone on a date with. It was an out of the country date, by the way. So step your game up, people. I went to Mexico.
She got a passport,
I did.
y'all.
I have a passport and I do take flight out dates.
Yes.
But he sent me flowers and balloons to my house,
which was
crazy,
scary
because I never gave him my address.
Right.
But when I called him out on it, he was like, just take them flowers. You like it and go ahead and put me on the podcast. Like it was like he was doing it to get attention. And so I had to like stop feeding into the why are you doing this kind of stuff, because he would randomly send me money. And I mean, I'm gonna take it, but you know, you just weird. But
right.
It was like a thing. So there are definitely men out there who are like trying to avoid being blasted or trying to get attention.
Yeah, they're seeking relevance for sure.
We're looking for the guy in the middle, the guy that doesn't want either of those things.
Right. I want somebody who, can I list what I'm looking for?
Go ahead. Let's get your list.
I need somebody who is going to be a good videographer and a good content creator for me. I need somebody to help create this content. I need you to be my biggest fan and be okay with, you know what I mean? Like me kind of being in the front. It's not a big me, little you thing.
Right.
But what I've also had problems with were people who I felt like was competing with me on who, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to celebrate you just as much as I want you to celebrate me, because I don't want anyone who doesn't have anything going on for themselves.
That part.
But I need someone who is okay with us, like, elevating each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
So be okay. Like, this is how I done learned a couple dudes really don't like me. With the pictures they take. You don't like me.
Because why
would you take that picture? Why would you record that footage right there? When my mouth is all wide open, I look crazy. My hair look wild. Like you're a hater, low key. So that's the thing. I need.
And you want me to be unattractive to the
You
whole
want me to
world.
be unattractive to other people.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I do love me. I've been on a few dates with people who understood what I do.
The assignment.
Yeah, they understood. And so like food will come. They'll wait for me to take pictures of the food, and they'll be like, "Oh, go ahead." They'll put the drink out and be like, "Okay, ready for the boomerang?"
Yes.
Like, and I love it because you understand me, you get it, you're not offended. Because I do recognize that having your phone out all the time is kind of disrespectful, but I appreciate that you know that I'm gonna do my little thing and I'm gonna put my phone down.
Exactly.
And if you're prepared for it, we ain't gotta make a big deal of it. It takes less than 5 seconds and we're good. And I love that level of support, understanding, and even care about my brand and encouraging it. Like that's top tier.
That's
right
how
there.
I knew I didn't like the last person I went on a date with. When we were at dinner. Now keep in mind, I choose places that are
Ooh, I'm taking a big sip.
I choose places that are picturesque, that are for great content. It's going to have great backdrop or whatever. Or this one in particular, it had like a certain cuisine that was like very recordable, right?
Now, before you finish, I will say this: like, granted, those do make good content moments, but those are actually good vibes, and that's a self-care type of thing. But go ahead, continue.
That part too.
I do
exactly. We love that,
yes,
right? Like,
absolutely,
because it's these are the ways that I date myself.
That part.
I've been dating myself a lot more lately, but whatever. That's a different conversation. But the time that I allowed someone to be on the other side of the table, he just kept making these negative statements about, like, for instance, when it would come, like, oh, you want me to move? Oh, I forgot you're a content creator. I forgot you're an influencer. Like, and it was in a very negative way to where it almost made it seem silly that this is how I get down. Not only that, but the majority of the things that I record, I don't share.
That part.
Because they're for myself.
That
you know
part.
what I mean?
That
I go
part.
back and, you know, we look at our camera roll and we're like, oh, that was so fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm also that person that I believe in memories and I believe in moments and things like that. And
we have a good balance of living life and capturing the moment.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's, I mean, I just want someone who is a good content creator, and someone who it doesn't need to be a competition over who is important, and, you know, just celebrates. I also need somebody I can be funny with. Like, you know, we were talking about before, who's going to bring out that funny side? Because everybody knows we play way too much.
That part.
You know, and I need somebody who understands that, yes, I'm probably going to be funnier than you. Most likely I'm going to be funnier than you.
That was very Sagittarius of you. I already know I'm going to be funnier than you.
I already know I'm probably going to be the funniest person you met. You know what I mean? And be okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, with all that being said, I'm smacking mics like my first season. All that said, last season. Now we know we do this season one, or the episode one of every season is a recap.
Is a recap one, yeah.
And so we talk about our favorite moments from last season. So since Nik B isn't here,
I know
I gotta do all the talking because I was there and you weren't there. But okay, so we gonna step into this like last season. So go ahead, ask me a question.
So what was your favorite? Should I say this? Like, I don't want anyone to feel slighted, but what was your like highlight moment or your favorite moment from last season? And I have a couple of my favorites.
Okay,
but go ahead.
I'm like, okay, so first of all, asking me my favorite is like the worst question ever because I'm very indecisive, except for when it comes to colors. I love red, and that's about it. Boom, bad, bow. Right. But there were favorite moments from every episode that really stood out. But for me, there were certain things like the episode with Reggie from Chocolate Dope.
Yes.
When that man said that he thought that wearing a condom wouldn't sterilize the vagina, I could not contain myself. And that went on, like, we put it on social media, and it was like conversations in every single group.
Right. He is hands
serious.
down funny. And can we just really quick take a moment to let it be known that we are sending a big hug to our friend Reggie, because right now he is definitely going through his own journey and his own transition now, and we're sending him all the love and all the hugs.
And he says hi to everybody because we've talked to him a few times, and you know, if you follow him on social media, you know what's going on, and you'll be sending his positive energy too. Yeah,
and the fact that he still plays too much, even while what he's going through right now, because I just texted him the other day and I was like, bro,
he's out of pocket.
He is really out of pocket.
I went to visit him and I met his mom, who is, I see where he gets it from clearly. But when I tell you that man was dog laughing, I mean, could not stop. And the nurse came in and she was like, so I'm gonna need y'all to knock this off because he can't handle it.
Y'all disrupting other people.
He had me rolling. I was like, I love that no matter what, you're in good spirits, and that's dope.
Yeah. But, and I think that's part of the journey, part of the healing as well.
Absolutely. But the fact that he thought that condoms sterilized vaginas, and the fact that he thought this leading all the way up until he was 40 and had a kid.
Yeah, he was at a big old age.
He was a big old age. Already had one
and was
kid.
already a parent.
Yeah, that part. But I'm like, I guess I can understand why you would think that, because as outside as he is or was, yeah, I guess only having one kid.
The miseducation in our community.
Yeah,
too.
Very much.
Yeah,
but you know, the luck of the draw or the luck of the pullout. I don't know.
He was just shooting blanks. He just got lucky.
He gonna kill us when he sees this episode.
We love you.
Oh my God. But I also I love the episode with B Wall when he is
a character.
Oh my God.
Love him.
But I love how he talked about his journey from being from a two-parent home with grandparents that were involved and all the things, and how he still chose a bad path, but they loved on him so much that he got back on track, and how he uses that to love on his children. And if you follow, like, his son's in college now.
Amazing dad.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And his little girl is like his twin, which is so cute.
I know. We love it. But just to see that in the way that he is normalizing Black fatherhood, because they especially right now, I think with this political and this racial climate, it's so easy to look at men that look like him and just try to identify him as just, you know, like they already discount him. He's an amazing businessman. He's an amazing father. He is so inspirational to people. That part, you know, that part. And I love how he's so transparent about his journey.
Me too. And while we talk about his positivity, his story about his most toxic thing he's ever done was just goddamn hilarious.
Okay, remind me again.
He got mad at this girl and threw a cinder block through her car window, and then all the windows, not just, but it was one cinder block. So he threw it reached in, grabbed it, and did it again for every single window.
No way.
And not only that, but then he had her on speakerphone while he did it.
No.
Listen,
okay,
you can't make that up. So I was like, so he's ingenious in his own mind.
But that just shows his dedication.
His dedication. Also his growth, bitch. But he's dedicated.
Oh, yeah, no. Listen, if you're going to be on bullshit, do it all the way.
But that was a funny episode. I did love that.
Yeah.
Popcorn Papi. I love that man. Like, in the most respectful way, because he's got a girl and his girl's amazing.
Right,
She's so dope. And they're the best couple ever. I love
feel
them.
like he definitely found his person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure. And what I love for him, which I wish that a lot of people could find, was that he's worked really hard in his life. Now, granted, he said he's done a few things and he's turned his life around and gotten to this point of being like this mogul almost of Portland, like this Black businessman that does things so well and so many things. But he's worked really hard, made lots of sacrifices to live the life he lives, where he got to pick the partner who best suited that. And I love that for him, because we interviewed like several entrepreneurs and their preference of what type of woman they dated were all different. Like one wanted a woman that had her own business and her own things going on, because distant makes the heart grow fonder, right? Yeah. Then there's one that wants you to be your biggest cheerleader, but still needs space, or like things like that. Yeah. But then Ferguson, Popcorn Papi, was like, I want a woman who wants to be at home and just be. Because I work way too hard for you to have a boss that tells you can't go on vacation with me when I want to go at the drop of a dime. Yeah. I worked really hard to be able to take care of things and have a person who can just enjoy it. And I think she fits that mold for him so beautifully. And they're so happy together. And I love that.
But it also speaks to how he has created that space, because it's very easy for a lot of men to say, I don't want you to have a lot going on,
but can't afford to take care of it.
Or not even just, but even if they can necessarily afford, but there is a level of toxicity that's attached with that doesn't prove for it to be a safe space that a woman is going to feel safe in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's a level of oppression that kind of comes with it in other cases. So that, I feel like that definitely speaks a lot to his character. Yeah, absolutely. That not only am I letting you know that I'm going to financially take care of you, but I'm letting you know that I'm also going to emotionally take care of you. Like you can trust me and be able to rest in this space. Part, because I got you,
and then it allows her to do that for him in a way that is healthy, that he can be a soft, vulnerable man, and still be masculine, right? So I love that for them. But I loved hearing his journey of
where his friends at.
Listen, we know some of his friends, and they just.
I mean, not them ones.
No, not them. I know them. Right? We need the ones that. Well, what's funny? He said he didn't have a lot of friends, and we kind of. We had that moment where we were like, oh, but he was like, no, I chose, make sense. I pick it that way because I need people that are going to be in my space that are elevating me and I'm elevating them. And we 9 times out of 10 are going to be doing business together. Yeah. So I love that for him. And I love that he's able to speak on that and talk about the sacrifices. And he said he had to make some really strong sacrifices. Like he has kids and he said he wasn't a non-active dad. He just wasn't as present as he would have liked to have been. Right. And he felt like that was a sacrifice. And he felt like his kids, felt it, and his relationship with his children's mom felt it. So he acknowledged that was a sacrifice he had to make to get to where he was at. And so I love that he was able to speak on that and really kind of live in that truth. So that was beautiful. Yeah. I'm about to drink some of your drink. Girl, I was looking like throat dry? Because it's an energy drink too, right? So you're gonna be bounced off the walls in a second. Girl, to be confident in my drink. This is a bitch. See, look, she said we go together real bad right now. I don't like how this is going. Show is over. We're done.
Only friends.
No. You only get to guest host 1 episode. We're done.
Not I got fired on
You got fired on your first day. And you don't even get paid for this shit. I can't. Kenny, take over. Just come on over here. Charlisa, get behind the camera. We're done. We're done with this. She did that cough like them little kids and them cats be doing. Where their tongue be coming out. Bitch. Oh my God. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm a professional.
Oh my God.
I'm a professional. She's gonna be coughing all episode now. She's gonna get off. Look, I'm gonna take over by myself. She's gonna get off camera. She's gonna go get herself a drink. Look, even Kenny coughing. God damn. Yo, this is the worst episode ever. Pausing. Yo, Kenny, bring her a drink while you at it too.
Bring her a drink because I feel like this is mine now.
At this point, yo.
Oh my God. I was like over here feeling like my head was about to explode. I was like, I was trying my hardest.
Have you ever seen someone try to hold a coffin?
Yeah.
And her eyes got big, and you could tell like the pressure was building up behind her forehead.
I was trying my hardest.
Yo. Listen, about 2 years ago, you couldn't, like, we was all holding them coughs in.
No, for real, exactly. Like now
could.
we can safely at least get a little. You ain't got too many coughs in you, though.
Right,
like,
right. You can do a few, but not too many.
Right, not too much. Not too much.
Gosh,
Not too much.
That is great. Appreciate you, Ken. Oh, say hi to the camera, Kenny, while you're here. This is our producer. Again, this is like our third round with Kenny. I love it. We done found
we love him.
We found a man, y'all. This is like the most consistent man in my life right now.
Right. Right. For real.
I got to pay him to be here, but you know, it's cool.
Whatever works.
We understand what
whatever
the roles are. No, I mean
he's a hoe.
He did.
Aren't they gigolos a little bit, though?
Wait,
Do they still say gigolos?
Since we're talking about last season, though, we had Chyna.
You had a hoe?
We had,
did? Oh, my bad.
She said that she only works in the clubs. And then she
Got
winked
you.
and did a nudge. But no, we did have a female entertainer on the show.
I loved that episode.
I did too. And it was funny because in season 2, I want to say, we had 2 male entertainers on, and they were fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But it definitely showed like the contrast between the gender professions, because it's almost more fun for men, and for women it's really like it's like a lifestyle.
Kind of survival too.
It is.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
And
there's typically a different story on what has led women into the industry that is different than how it is for men.
Her mom was a stripper. And so she said that she got introduced to it by another stripper, not her mom. But then when she went home and told her mom that she wanted to be one, her mom gave her all the free game ever and like really encouraged her and told her how to do it well. But I said all that to say that during that episode, a certain producer that will not be named, that may be behind the scenes right now, said that he be tricking off big time in the strip club. Like, to the point to where me and Nik B was like, we got a little something trying, a little trying.
Right.
Because he said he be throwing big bands in the club. He be making it rain.
Okay.
I said, let's find out that he be like, okay.
You know what?
I'm going to find him in the club one day. I'm like, that's my podcast right there.
No, for real.
That's it right there. That's episode 1. It's episode 2.
This is how I know that God's really not fair, because I really do feel like I would have had a different career path if I had bigger breasts.
Like
I feel like he knows
God
not.
Got me be chunky for a reason.
You know, he knew to give me a scoop of booty and a couple little nuggets.
Bee stings.
Couple little nuggets. Because if not, I would have been a whole hoe. I know I would have been good at it. I feel like I would have been.
I definitely can't clap my cheeks, but if I could.
When I'm getting dressed in the morning, I do every now and then, just to see if I still got it. I don't know what I'm gonna need these skills for, but I do. I do give myself a round of applause.
Some role plays into some actions one day.
Yeah,
I absolutely will.
I want to live out. My dream is to live out that scene from Players Club, the Ronnie. Whenever she went to the party, and she's like, "Oh, y'all motherfuckers!" Yeah, like I want to do that scene.
Totally see that.
I even practiced a little dance. I know I could do it.
I think you could do it right now.
Could I?
You could, absolutely.
You know what?
Let me be your manager.
Oh,
come on, let's do it. Get it. And Kenny gonna throw some money on us, and then I'll pay it back to him for next season. Get it. You like how this cycle of life happens right here? This is perfect. I love
this. I love this for us. I love this.
Let's talk about something healthy.
Some healthy things.
Killa and Coolness
that
were
was an amazing episode.
Yes.
For one thing, I love them as a couple.
Oh my God.
I just love their.
I do too.
You know, I hate how like right now social media has like. I always say that I don't trust couples that are online. Right. Because people have, they get into the influencing. It's the aesthetics.
Yeah.
I love that they are legitimately a happy, healthy couple, on-screen and off-screen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they're just the way
they love on each other.
It's
so beautiful.
Dope.
And I love how they love on their children together.
Yes, they do.
And it's so beautiful. And she talks about their village, because he's E40's manager.
Yeah.
He's big time. He's his own rapper. He has his own career. He does producer, all the things.
Yeah.
So he travels a lot and tours. Meanwhile, she's a whole healthcare career guru in Portland, having her own things that she got going on. So she talks about how they have a village with their parents and everybody, and how it's been so imperative and important in their lives. And I was like, that's such a beautiful thing. And I love to see that. Like that, I hate saying couple goals.
But they are, if there were to be, they would be the ones that I feel like it's a safe thing to say, because they really are an actual real couple. Like I say, some people make stuff look good and they be back fighting like cats and dogs.
That part.
The camera ain't rolling. You know?
Listen.
Like Cephas and Reese. Okay.
And we still
together. You know, they really
goodness.
are. But that moment when she was talking about when she had her little stint at trying to sing background.
Yo, I still, Cool Nuts and Bostic, I need y'all to send me that
You mean Bosco? Was it Bosco?
My bad.
Bosco,
yes, Bosco.
yes.
I need y'all to send me that audio file because I need to hear this. Like,
we need to hear this.
We do. The world needs to hear this. Kila, you are a superstar.
She is.
We're gonna
really
have her go. We're gonna have her go platinum. She had a gold. She gonna go platinum. We're gonna play this, okay? But we did have Art Williams, celebrity barber.
Yes, Art is a clown.
He is hilarious. First of all, when he sang the Bobo song about the shoes, he had a whole jingle about Bobos.
Right.
And he sang it, and he was dead serious. And I was like, okay,
serious.
that's cute. But but it was funny because Nicole was like, Nik B was like, I want Bobos now. I want 55 pairs. And I was like, girl, no, you don't.
No, you really don't.
But it was dope to hear about, because I know you so well as far as like a woman stylist and how you get down and how the things that you do and work. It was cool to hear from a barbershop owner, how he navigates owning the shop, like how he balances that with his life, but then also being a celebrity barber, where
which
he has
is a
to
whole
travel,
other animal,
right? Because he says he'd be gone for like 4 months at a time. Like, in fact, I think he's gone right now,
I think so,
filming with Aldous Hodge. You just, sir, you come on the show, please.
Come on.
But and there's season 2 of Crosses coming out in February, I think.
Is it?
It is, and I'm so excited. He kind of let it slip before they'd even made the announcement, so I feel like we had like a little inside
track,
you know.
Okay,
but But Art is super dope. He actually co-hosted the gala with me for my
and he did an amazing job. He definitely brings the energy anywhere that he is.
It was super fun. We had a really great time. I think that was everybody from last. Oh nope, we had Zach Bayer, who, my God, is a character. And actually, you were the one who pointed him out to me. The guy. So, if y'all don't know, there's a show called The Queen's Court, and it is on Peacock. And it there's 2 seasons. I think the first season had some people on it, but the second season, the one that we really focused on because that was his season that he was on. So Zach is from Beaverton, Oregon, or Portland, Oregon, the surrounding areas if you're not from here. And he actually ended up getting on this dating show where he was attempting to date K. Michelle as well as Delicious, who goes by her real name London now. Yeah. And then also dating was Lisa Ray. Right. So those 3 women were dating, and they had a bunch of men on the show trying to date them. And so he was one of the contestants. Yeah. He was a standout character on the show.
He was hilarious.
He's hilarious. But we met him at this Mario party that we went to for
opening
for Hustle. Side Hustle.
No, that's not. It's not. Is it?
It is. I think it's called.
Is it called Side Hustle?
I think it was.
Okay, yeah, I believe.
I think it's called Side Hustle.
Okay,
and it's a newer bar at this point. It's been open for a minute.
Downtown, because I know they have another location in Salem.
Yes.
So yeah.
So they were doing their grand opening, and they had Mario come out. They had Kurt Cobain, and they had another gentleman come out who, I'm so sorry, sir, had a good song. Anywho, we're walking around the club, and listen, Nebula 9, our last season sponsors,
absolutely,
they sponsored
super dope for
dope drinks, amazing drinks. Shout out to the folks there. But we met him. You saw him first, and you're like, the guy from the show
and
is here.
He was so happy that someone knew who he was. We love you, Zach. But Zach was like, oh, you know who I am? I was like, yes. And then from then, he went full-fledged into celebrity visit mode. And he was like taking photos. He was like, you want to get a picture with me? You know, like, Zach is a character.
Hilarious. And so we invited him on the show because we're like, hey, come on, bring that energy.
We knew he was going to make some good content.
But what we did not know, which I realized looking back at the night that he had said a few things that he said again on the show. And I was like, oh, yeah, you definitely were leading on. He used to be a pastor.
Yeah. And he led with that on the show, too.
Yes, on the actual show. So if you watch the show that we're talking about, not my show, but you watch my show, too. But if you watch the Queen's Court show, you see that he led about being a pastor. But he has such this weird dichotomy that he lives where he's like a pastor, but he hella outside.
He's
and
very
be saying
outside.
some of the
and
craziest, raunchiest stuff.
Ladies, but then we'll pray for you.
But then
that's the thing about it. Yeah.
He will tell you to take this 9-inch bottle and then be like, but bless you.
But bless you. I want you on your knees,
God.
not just to pray.
Right. We gonna pray first, and then we gonna handle business.
Right.
Lord Jesus,
yes,
but he
so
was
funny.
a character, and that show was funny. He gave us a lot of inside scoop about what it's like to be on reality TV, even like how he got picked, which was hilarious. So that was fun. I really enjoyed him,
especially it just to me. Whenever I was watching, I was like, Beaverton, like what are you?
Right.
I don't know why it's so. Do you ever watch shows and whenever you see that it's someone that's like from locally,
it'd be like
you feel a different
Oregon City, Oregon. You'd be like.
Right.
You're like, okay,
just feeling a different attachment.
But you do. You'd be like cheering them on. You'd be like, yeah, I know. I might know you. I might have ran into you somewhere.
And then here we'd randomly run into him at a restaurant.
That was so great. I loved it.
Funny.
But that was last season. Season was amazing. I had a really good time. We did listener letters. We did, we did a thing called Reel Reactions where we watched reels live, which was funny.
Super.
Those were interesting topics. And it was I'm sure our producer was like, never again. Don't ever do that again. But it was fun and we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This season, I'm excited. We have some really great things coming up this season.
Can I just say, friend, like really quick, because I got to give you your flowers, like give you your roses, okay? From starting with me being someone who was on season 1, I do have to say that like watching every season, you can see the growth. You can see the evolution on like the guests and like the format of the show, like, and you just are doing such an amazing job. I can't believe that we're at season 7.
I know.
And you're just seeing that like the viewership is growing, like you're doing all the things. So I really think that you need to celebrate yourself.
She gonna make a thug cry. Hold on. Let me drink my drink.
Yes. I'm so proud of you, though. I am so super proud of you. Let's get a little cheers.
Little cheers. Boom.
Yes.
Clink, clink. I love it. We gotta look me in the eye, though. My good one.
Right.
Oh my God. Why are we like this? Oh God. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. And thank you for being welcome. Like joining this ride with us. Like you were really supportive in season 1 and you've been there so if y'all don't know, a couple times during some of the seasons that we've recorded, Charlisa has come by and been like our on-set stylist, like to make sure hair is on point, like because we learned a lesson that sometimes men, now we'll say our new producer is pretty good at it.
He's very detailed. We'll give him to.
We'll say we've had some other male producers who don't care if your shirt's crooked, don't care if your hair is pointed
Titties
upwards, areola showing, big old rolls hanging out your pants, like they don't care. They'd be like, look good. Be like, no, you didn't see this.
Yeah.
So it was great to have her on set a few times and also to get her input. So. Friends are friends, and women celebrate women, and I love it. And I'm your biggest fan, bitch. Yes, we like it.
We're at number 7 though.
Lucky number 7. Yes. Like this is like a big deal.
It is.
We're getting closer to 100, and I'm so excited. I know last season we announced that we had surpassed 15,000 streams and views.
That's incredible.
We've been making lists. We've been doing some things.
We've been traveling. Dirty Roses.
Oh my goodness, we've been outside.
Baby.
We went to Baltimore. Went to Wine Festival again with one of our previous season guests who hosts Wine Festival. Shout out to Uncle E out in Baltimore. Like really dope, amazing things happening. We've connected with other podcasters. So it's just been such a great journey and I'm so excited. And
still going strong.
And we going strong.
Still going strong.
Listen, but this season we got some really dope people. I mean, aside from having a guest host, and we're super sad, we're sad that Nik B can't be here. We're glad that she's taking her journey, but I am excited to have you here. Like it's fun.
I felt a lot of pressure because I'm like, Nik is so dope.
Listen.
You know what I mean? And like she really has, 6 seasons strong.
Right.
Being there. So I hope I'm doing some justice with
she's
just
I gotta be funny. I gotta be funny.
I had to make sure I brought it and
Right.
So now they're like, don't have her.
She has some big shoes to fill, and not because Nik B is tall.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But yes,
and I do wear kid shoes.
Listen, she does though, because she's shorter than me, y'all. And I'm short. So, but this season,
vertically challenged is how I prefer to title it.
I'm not challenged. I like to be picked up and.
I know that's real. Me too. Toss me, baby.
Okay. But we were visited for this season. We've got Callie's Custom Hat Wigs owner Tralice Lewis, along with one of her really dear friends, Ambrosia. So they were amazing. They're gonna be talking about like what it's like to be in business. Their
some
journeys.
Amazing jewels.
Oh my goodness, they like have some really great insight on new businesses and some resources out there. Like that was one thing that I don't think we were expecting to hear from that episode. So I'm really excited for y'all to see that.
Yeah.
G Wade, he is a comedian, activist, community guy, Father, dad, everything. And he's going to, listen, y'all need to watch that because he's bringing some stuff. It's going to talk about like, how do you balance like love and laughter and being a dad and being all these things and being the public eye. He has his own podcast, Nothing But a G Thing.
And he brings a very positive voice in wherever he is. So that's going to be a super dope episode.
Yeah. Like it. Okay. And then, we've got us doing the recap, that part, We got Alexis McKinney.
I love me some Alexis.
Me too. Lex in the city. So she is a local, but not local. She's a transplant. So I don't know if other cities call them transplants, but I know for sure here we call them transplants.
We call them transplants.
So she's from Milwaukee, and she's moved to Portland, and she documents like her life as a Black woman and finding things to do in Black community, in Oregon, in Portland specifically. And she's a content creator. And she says some amazing reels and visits to places that I've never even heard about.
Right.
As she's a local, I'm local.
She's highlighting a different side of Portland that most of us, especially those of us that have either been natives or have been here for a while. I've been here for a while.
Right.
So there's parts of Portland that I even feel like I take for granted. And then I'll be like, where is this at?
Right. And she recently went kind of viral because she talked about the experience of a Black person being a transplant in Oregon and what to expect. And, people didn't really like that.
It was not always well received.
Yeah, it's not.
And again, I feel like that was so brave of her right now in this climate because we've got people that are just so hypersensitive and they are like showing up to attack. And I applaud her for still like being okay with having that transparency, even though she knew that it could get people that are going to celebrate her and those that are going to like target her and dislike her for that.
I think the beauty in it was that even natives were understanding to a certain extent. Like there was a lot of people mad. I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of people mad.
Some people hit dog a holler.
That part too. But a lot of people could be like, you know what? You are not the kind of person that's like, there's people that will complain about Oregon and they sit inside and they don't go nowhere. They don't meet people.
Or they're stank. Their attitude ain't cool. So that's why you're not having a good time because you're not pleasant to be around.
Exactly.
Any interaction with Lexi is just, positive. She's just so, she's such a joy.
She is.
Anywhere that and she's so super cute.
Yeah, she is. She was looking like, was it SZA?
I know. She definitely gives me SZA for real.
I love it, but I'm excited.
Not only that, but what I have to really applaud her for too is that she didn't just say she's seeking community, she created community.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing too, like you come and you make your mark.
Absolutely.
And she definitely has done that.
So she's a good template for how to move to Portland if you're Black.
100%.
Yes.
Follow her guidebook for real.
I love that. Crystal Chanel and Chef Kiara of Kitchen Killa. Now listen,
another couple goals. Can we just say?
Oh my gosh, I love them. So Crystal Chanel is a marketing brand, like kind of guru in the Portland area. She does major events. MC. Oh my goodness, yeah. She does like a lot of the major events that happens in Portland. The gala, she's like doing that. She curates events. She curates special intimate setting events too as well. And she's great with consultants. So she has lots of ideas that she can help you execute and things like that. So watching her flourish also as a transplant has been amazing.
Yeah, both of them.
Yes, because they're both from Florida. Yeah, at least they came from Florida. Yeah. So and then Chef Kiara of Kitchen Killa is like top shelf
chef
like
extraordinaire.
Listen, and is like no matter what event you're gonna go to, she gonna be the chef. Like
That's true.
It's gonna be her.
She's the blueprint.
Yeah. So she actually she did the food for my gala. So I mean she's doing
and
big.
She can definitely bring us a plate or something.
That
like
part,
whenever she feels
I'm
like
gonna
it.
text them and be like, hey, I need a plate, or 5 because I got kids too. But I'm excited to talk about. They just recently got married. They went on their honeymoon. They've got an amazing friend circle that supports them. So they're just
and again,
doing big things.
People who I feel like have created community.
Absolutely.
Too. They've come and they've also been transparent. Especially Crystal has been transparent about how hard it is to kind of like get your footing sometimes, especially when like let's just be real. Portland natives are not receptive to outsiders.
Right. So, especially when they come with like stuff, when they have like ideas.
If you got something going on or you're you're rocking the boat a little bit. So for them to figure out how to navigate that and to show up in this
and
way.
They give back to community too. So
really
that's even more dope. So I love that for them. I love that they're going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not even playing about the food though, high key.
No,
and I know
for real. Because the
Kimmy's
way them
like,
little sliders that they had
me.
at the gala, I'm ashamed to admit how many I ate.
You just walk around the tables like you
gonna
eat your cornbread.
You gonna eat your cornbread. I see that little snippet over there.
Listen, I love it. Returning Blaque to Love with your season 1 co-guest, David Jefferson.
The evolution is crazy.
No.
Like to see where he was at that time.
Yes.
And to see just in business and in relationship is crazy.
Absolutely. So he was on the episode with Charlisa about dating entrepreneur. He was very single. He was very much like, I'm worried about me. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm trying to keep my peace and maintain my energy because he's one of the big ones about the energy talk. Like
really big about
to the point where you be like, Dave, you gonna mention energy again?
Right.
He got a whole
say energy one more time.
But I love it. He has found love, and I love it for them.
And they're such a cute couple.
They are perfect for each other. Like absolutely. They and they're doing this new project called Return Blaque to Love, which is like an entertaining way to have these really in-depth conversations about Black relationships that is going to be acted out in a play and then followed by a panel discussion, which is dope. And they're having real actors, real playwrights, and all that thing. So it's not like a janky performance or production.
No, it's at a wonderful venue and all of that.
Yeah. So it'll be dope. I'd love to hear about how they met, how they maintain and they're very public. So, that's the thing.
And that's another thing I got to give him because sometimes they be, people be liking to date in private.
Yes.
And not even just in private, like in secret.
Right.
And that be like, that's another level of, I feel like, not honoring the relationship. I love to see him loving her out loud.
Yes. Which is very different because he had relationships and he's been very
were
quiet.
Like very
and he mentioned that
operations.
And he mentioned on the show that he liked to keep things private.
Yeah, very much.
And this relationship, they have been loud and in front of everybody, in charge. And I love it. I love it for them. And it shows that this is probably something very different for him because the way that he's loving her out loud, like you said. So I can't wait to hear all about that.
I know.
Cupcakes and comebacks with Damala Badon. Okay.
The champion.
Yes.
Because let's just say, like, she is such a warrior whenever it comes to like both in business and her own personal life and certain losses that I'm sure she'll touch on.
Yeah. So we definitely, we'll talk about the loss of her child. We'll talk about the grief that she experienced from ending her marriage, finding new love, loving on her kids, all while being a supreme business owner with a flourishing business. Right,
demanding
business.
Like
high stakes and with lots of things that happened in the winter. She had the flood, like all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So she's got like this triumph from tribulations to triumphs, from woes to wins, like everything is like her story, and she just kind of smiles through it and keeps it pushing.
Exactly. No one would know what she's necessarily going through.
I'm gonna need you to bring me some cupcakes too.
No, for real. Yeah.
We're about to do this. Martae Brown.
Oh, can I just say how much I love this man? Like no shade to his wife. I love his wife too. His wife is so super dope. I love her too. But I love him because he is, when I think of Martae, I think Northeast Portland.
Yes. To the core.
He is Portland. Just he embodies the dopeness, the community. He and I have touched before, like just with me, like explaining about like the educational aspect of like, IEPs, because there's a lot of like stigma around like making sure that you get the support and the the things that you need, especially for our brown children.
Yes.
So I love how he shows up and he's so I love how Martae doesn't water down his gangster low key. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not in a like.
It's not even like a reformed gangster. It's just like he is who he is authentically. Yeah. It's almost like that quiet, strong, masculine presence without being overly bravado.
Like, don't play with him, but he also gonna love on you. Something about him like gives me teddy bear gangster.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Calming. I love it. And I think it fits for what he does with the restorative justice for schools, with the mentorship, with the speaking. He goes to prisons and speaks.
Yes, and him educating himself to see like how he has accomplished so much. Like every time he just makes announcements.
Right.
You know,
like just be back to back.
Like, oh, by the way, I just graduated. Like, by the way, y'all, I'm about to be, you know, I've been asked to speak at this thing. Like,
it ain't the I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing in advance. It's I'm gonna tell you what I did and how I accomplished it already.
There we go.
And I love that. Exactly. I love that. Former athlete, all the things, just doing dope things.
He's just so dope.
It's gonna be an amazing episode.
I love you, Martae.
Yay! I'm excited. And of course, we'll be doing some listener letters. We've got some doozies this season. When I tell you, one came with the picture, and I believe it at that. And you seen the picture.
Yes.
I had to send the picture to her.
Yes. I saw the picture, and being as it's been a while for you, girl, you know.
Listen,
I'm not gonna say I was mad.
Nik B had been begging for a picture for all 6 seasons, and we finally got one for her.
And it was like,
so the story behind it is very funny. So I can't wait
for that one.
This season's gonna be freaking amazing. I am so excited about all things. Big wins, big all the things.
Big wins, big, you know what I mean? I don't want to say losses. Big wins, big lessons.
Yes.
Yeah, but course. More importantly, just the growth.
Yeah, absolutely. So, sis, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mylani by Chadowboxx. You can find me on Facebook, Mylani Vegan Hair and Body Care. And you can also find my personal branding because, you know, I do like to show up as myself because I'm a brand in it. So, it is Charlisa Chadowboxx Harris.
I love it.
Here. Where can we find you?
Well, before we get to me, I'll talk about Nik B.
Okay, yes.
Because you got to follow her journey.
Absolutely.
She's sharing all the stories, all the content, all the steps along the way.
Yeah.
And you can follow her at Nik B_Nik B on Instagram, and that's Nik with a K. So make sure you follow her, you like and you share, and you know all of her stories. But you can find me. You can find me, Leigh LaRie. LeighlLarie on every single platform. And you can find us also at Dirty Roses Podcast, again, at every single platform. DirtyRosesPodcast.com. You can like, subscribe, follow, share, all those wonderful things.
Yes.
And use my code, Leigh, Leigh. Get your little extra couple savings.
Discount.
Y'all make sure you peep out the glasses because every episode I'm wearing a different pair. Go ahead and
those
sponsor
is real
me.
cute.
Thank you. Ain't that?
Real cute.
It's giving me like Queen of Hearts, like Alice in Wonderland, something.
It is very much giving.
You know, but
I love that.
But we will catch y'all next time. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Guess what, Rose Buddies? We are thrilled to introduce our new sponsorship packages. Be sure to hit us up at DirtyRosesPodcast.com to inquire how we can showcase your brand on our platforms.